We live in a world saturated with stimulation. Our senses are constantly bombarded with information from a multitude of sources: smartphones, televisions, computers, billboards, and the constant hum of urban life. The cacophony of city sounds, the endless notifications, and the visual overload from screens all contribute to this sensory deluge. Yet, paradoxically, we find ourselves facing an epidemic of boredom. In the midst of all this noise and activity, a sense of emptiness often prevails. Despite the constant barrage of stimuli, we often struggle to find genuine engagement and meaning. The more we consume, the less satisfied we seem to become. This pervasive sense of boredom, far from being a trivial inconvenience, is a powerful force shaping our world, driving innovation, influencing behavior, and shaping our collective future. It pushes us to seek out new experiences, to innovate, and to find new ways to connect with one another. The pervasiveness of boredom in our hyper-stimulated world might seem counterintuitive at first glance. How can we be bored when there's so much to see and do? However, a deeper examination reveals that true engagement stems not from the quantity of stimuli, but from their quality and our ability to actively engage with them. It's about depth, not breadth. The constant stream of superficial and fleeting information often leaves us feeling empty and unfulfilled, longing for deeper meaning and connection. We crave interactions that go beyond the surface, that touch our core and make us feel truly alive. This yearning for genuine engagement, for experiences that resonate with our deepest selves, is the driving force behind the paradox of boredom in the digital age. It is a call to seek out what truly matters, to find joy in the meaningful, and to connect on a deeper level. Boredom, far from being a passive state of inactivity, is an active state of the brain, characterized by a search for stimulation that aligns with our needs and interests. When we are bored, our brains are signaling that our current environment or activity is not providing the level of cognitive or emotional stimulation we crave. This lack of engagement triggers a cascade of physiological and psychological responses, including restlessness, irritability, and a diminished sense of time passing. Psychologically, boredom can be understood as a discrepancy between our desired level of arousal and the actual level of arousal provided by our current environment or activity. When this discrepancy arises, our brains become restless, seeking out novel and engaging experiences to close the gap. This inherent drive for stimulation is essential for learning, growth, and adaptation. It is the engine that propels us to explore, experiment, and make sense of the world around us. Throughout history, boredom has been a surprising catalyst for some of humanity's greatest creative leaps. When the mind is not preoccupied with immediate tasks, it has the freedom to wander, to explore new ideas, and to make unexpected connections. From scientific breakthroughs to artistic masterpieces, many of our most celebrated innovations have emerged from moments of quiet contemplation and seemingly unproductive downtime. These periods of inactivity allow the brain to process information in novel ways, leading to insights that might not occur during busier times. Isaac Newton, famously, is said to have conceived of the theory of gravity while idly watching an apple fall from a tree. This simple act of observation during a moment of leisure led to one of the most profound scientific discoveries in history. This seemingly mundane observation, filtered through the lens of a bored but brilliant mind, sparked a revolution in our understanding of the universe. Newton's ability to see the significance in the ordinary is a testament to the power of a curious and unoccupied mind. Similarly, the invention of the World Wide Web, a technology that has fundamentally reshaped our world, can be traced back to a moment of boredom. In the late 1980s, Tim Berners-Lee, a computer scientist at CERN, found himself frustrated with the inefficiencies of existing information-sharing systems. Tim Berners-Lee, a computer scientist at CERN, was looking for a way to share information more effectively among researchers. His dissatisfaction with the status quo led him to imagine a new way of connecting documents and data. Frustrated by the limitations of existing systems, he began toying with the idea of a hypertext system that would allow users to access information seamlessly from anywhere in the world. This concept, born out of a desire to improve communication, eventually evolved into the World Wide Web. This idea, born out of a desire to alleviate the tedium of information sharing, blossomed into a technological revolution that continues to shape our lives today. The World Wide Web has transformed how we communicate, learn, and interact, proving once again that moments of boredom can lead to extraordinary outcomes. Section 4. The Paradox of Boredom in the Digital Age. More distractions, less engagement. We live in an age of unprecedented access to information and entertainment. Smartphones, social media, streaming services, and the ever-expanding digital landscape provide a constant stream of distractions, vying for our attention. Yet paradoxically, rates of boredom and dissatisfaction are on the rise. This seeming contradiction highlights the crucial distinction between distraction and genuine engagement. While the digital world offers an abundance of stimuli, much of it is superficial, fleeting, and ultimately unfulfilling. The constant barrage of notifications, updates, and information overload can leave us feeling overwhelmed, fragmented, and ultimately more bored than ever. Our brains, wired for novelty and meaning, struggle to find sustenance in the endless stream of digital noise. The result is a pervasive sense of emptiness and a longing for deeper, more meaningful experiences. Section 5. Boredom as a driver of progress. How a lack of stimulation fuels innovation. Boredom, far from being a state of passivity, is a powerful driver of progress. When we find ourselves with nothing to do, our minds begin to wander, seeking stimulation and engagement in new ways. It is in those moments when we are disengaged from our routine tasks and distractions that our minds are free to wander, to make connections, and to generate novel ideas. This mental state allows us to think outside the box and explore possibilities we might not have considered otherwise. This inherent link between boredom and innovation is evident across a wide range of fields, from entrepreneurship and science to art and technology. Each of these fields thrives on the ability to think creatively and push boundaries. Entrepreneurs, for example, are often driven by a desire to solve problems that they themselves have experienced. They use their moments of boredom to identify gaps in the market and develop innovative solutions. This drive to innovate is often born out of frustration with the status quo, a frustration that stems from boredom with the way things are and a yearning for something more. This dissatisfaction can be a powerful motivator, pushing individuals to create and innovate. Similarly, scientists and researchers often stumble upon groundbreaking discoveries while exploring seemingly tangential lines of inquiry, driven by a curiosity that is sparked by the unknown. Their boredom with conventional methods leads them to experiment and explore new avenues, resulting in significant advancements.